which is what they're going to do. They're going to clear out and let him go.
KD behind his back and over the top.
Kevin Durant is without a doubt one of the best NBA players in the world today, which is only made a little sad by the fact that he didn't go and play during the last NBA season because of a severe injury. However, despite that, his career has not been wanting. He has had a long and, more importantly, successful NBA career. He's played for 2 teams during it. Remember, he hasn't played for the Nets yet. And during that time with those 2 teams, he's had many big moments and plays. Allow us to show you the top 8 best career-defining plays of Kevin Durant. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Number 8. Going to the NBA.
Durant!
When it comes to the NBA, there are certain things that are known to players in the modern age in regards to options on when they can go and how they can do it. Ever since the arrival of LeBron James to the NBA straight out of high school, the NBA made a rule that you have to be in college for at least 1 year before declaring for the draft. For Kevin Durant, that rule applied and he went to the University of Texas to go and play for them. The Big 12 was and is a big player in college sports, and as a result, Kevin got to refine his skills there for the season that he was there. But the question remained, how long would he stay? The answer was just 1 year, and that was a bold move. Many one-and-done players have succeeded in the NBA, but just as many have failed. But when it came to Durant, he truly didn't need the extra year. He went and was selected number 2 by the Seattle Supersonics, who later became the Oklahoma City Thunder. He became the face of that team and franchise for some time, which likely wouldn't have happened if he went somewhere else. So while it was a mental play, it's one that would pay dividends for a long time. Number 7. KD versus all the Hawks.
Back off another screen from Perkins. KD.
You know the team is smart when they refuse to let KD beat them one-on-one by sending all 5 of their players after him. You just know you're better when you can still sink the game winner right in front of their faces. Kevin Durant's shot capped off a 41-point Herculean effort against the Atlanta Hawks that pushed the Thunder to their 8th straight victory. It also strengthened Durant's position as the MVP favorite at that point in the 2013 to 2014 season. In the months that Russell Westbrook was out due to injury, Durant's otherworldly play was what established the Thunder as the best in the West up until then. This is what sometimes gets lost in the stories of Durant. He was dominant at OKC even without his wingman in Westbrook. And this showed that in spades. Because here, the Hawks were swarming him to try and stop him from scoring, and he just went on by them. That's not just talent, that's dominance. Number 6. 3 for the win.
And the Thunder now in a tie game. Durant for 3 for the win. He's got it! He's got it! He's got it!
The definition of clutch in the NBA means that when everyone is counting on you to make a shot or make a big play to help win the game, you do it. No questions asked, no weighing the odds and whatnot, you just go and do it. And when it comes to Kevin Durant, he really does do it over and over again, no matter what team he's on. Take this moment from his time with the Thunder. They were playing a tough game against the Orlando Magic, and it was all tied up. Serge Ibaka had gotten a big block to give OKC the ball back with only about 11 seconds left on the clock. Where did the ball go? Kevin Durant, of course. Not only did he go and hit a 3-pointer to win the game, he did it from beyond the arc with a defender in his face. He hit it with 0.5 seconds left on the clock, basically ensuring the win, and the whole crowd knew it. So yeah, Kevin Durant is clutch. Number 5. Pushing past the Grizzlies.
Durant, the lead!
No matter what sport you're in, there is a singular truth that is universal. If you are great in the regular season, but you don't do well in the playoffs, it means nothing. And the playoffs are where NBA stars like Durant need to shine the brightest, and at times, he's never shown brighter than with them. In Game 1 of the 2013 Western semifinals against the Memphis Grizzlies, the Thunders were down 1 point with 19 seconds left in the game. The Grizzlies had the ball, and their point guard Mike Conley blew by his Thunder defender Derek Fisher into the paint. In less than 8 seconds, the Thunder would be up by 1 and go on to win the first game of the playoff series. All it took was 1 steal, and Kevin Durant took care of the rest. Never mind that out of all the team defenses in the league that year, the Grizzlies were ranked 2nd. It didn't matter to Durant. He was just going to get those 2 points needed to win, and that's what he did. This is but one of many playoff moments that proved he can be good throughout the season and not just in certain parts of it. Number 4. 3 for the win, part 2.
All right, KD gonna rear back and win it! Thunder wins! Thunder wins!
Yeah, remember when we said that Durant had proven time and time again that he was really good at hitting 3-point clutch shots? Here's another example of that. This time, it was when he was with the Thunder and going up against the New York Knicks. The game was all tied up and KD was heavily defended. Time was winding down in the 4th quarter and he drove to the side of the arc and put up a beautiful 3-pointer to seal the game with no time left. What makes this better than the last 3-point clutch shot is simple. Durant had space in between him and his defender last time. But here, he had to make space to get the shot off and it worked. Because that's just how Kevin Durant rolls. Number 3, going to the Warriors.
Simple plays a lot of time. Easy basket.
As we noted earlier, sometimes the biggest plays that define careers happen in what goes on off the court. And you could argue that KD made no bigger off-the-court play than him deciding to leave OKC to head to the Golden State Warriors. Let us set the scene for you. Kevin Durant was a dominant player in OKC, and with Westbrook and others at his side, had led the team to the playoffs every year, to the NBA Finals once, and multiple times to the Western Conference Finals. Yet, he didn't have a ring, and it weighed on him. For the Warriors, they had just come off a deeply conflicting season. They were 73-9 in the regular season, a new NBA record, but they lost in the NBA Finals, thus making it a hollow victory. They wanted to make sure that that never happened again, so they went to Durant. They told him if he came to the Warriors, they'd win multiple rings. He knew this could happen, so he left for them. A lot of people hated the move, but it worked. The Warriors with Durant went to 3 straight finals and won 2 of them, proving that the move was wise and helped him get a big monkey off his back. Number 2, bringing it against LeBron in the finals. One of the things that made the Golden State Warriors dynasty so special was that the Warriors went up against the best a lot in the finals. And by that, we meant that they went up against LeBron. They faced off 4 times against him in the NBA Finals and won 3 times. That's not easy to do. But for the last 2 times they did it, it was KD that pushed them over the edge. He hit clutch 3-pointers to put them ahead in games, he helped guard LeBron and limit what he could do while also helping Curry and getting lots of points on the board. And his talents were so great in his second NBA Finals with them that he won the Finals MVP. His first Finals experience against LeBron when he was with OKC wasn't the greatest, but he more than made up for it as a Warrior. Number 1, the move to the Nets. And now, we're up to now, with the next phase of Durant's career that has truly not been written yet. Because despite winning 2 rings with the Warriors, Durant decided to go and leave the team and head to the Brooklyn Nets to play with his friend Kyrie Irving. The move caused many shakeups in the NBA, including all but crippling the Warriors, who went from champs to chumps and had one of the worst records in NBA history. But because KD was injured, he didn't play a single game all last season, not even in the bubble playoffs. But considering that he should be all healed by the time the league returns, all bets are off as to what will happen next. But what he does in Brooklyn will define him, because he left an all-time great team to try and do it on his own, more or less. Will it work? Only time will tell. So what do you think? What do you think of this look at Kevin Durant and his decisions and plays that have made him one of the best players in the NBA? Do you remember watching some of these moves live? Which of them are your personal favorite of the bunch? Which ones do you agree help define how good he is? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.